What happens to your muscles when you eat 2 eggs a day after 50? Let's be honest, after you hit 50, you start noticing things about your body that you never gave much thought to in your 30s or 40s. You wake up in the morning and maybe your knees feel a little stiff, your back doesn't respond as quickly, or your arms don't feel as strong when you lift a bag of groceries. You might even catch yourself avoiding certain tasks, not because you don't want to do them, but because your body simply doesn't cooperate the way it used to. And let's not sugarcoat it. One of the first things we start to lose after 50 is muscle. Muscle strength, muscle mass, muscle tone, they all start to fade. You see it when climbing stairs leaves you more winded than it used to, or when your arms feel heavy after holding your grandchild for just a few minutes. It can feel discouraging, even a little frightening, because deep down you know that losing muscle isn't just about appearance. It's about independence, mobility, and quality of life. Now, here's where the story takes a hopeful turn, and where something as simple as eating 2 eggs a day can make a world of difference. You might be wondering, really? 2 eggs? That's all? And the answer is yes. When you understand what's inside an egg and how it interacts with your body after the age of 50, you'll see why this small habit could be one of the most powerful gifts you can give your muscles. Let's break it down together in plain everyday language, no complicated science jargon, because this is about real life, your life, and what's possible for your future. First, let's talk about protein. Everyone knows eggs are full of protein, but what's often overlooked is the quality of that protein. Not all proteins are created equal. Some foods may be high in protein, but they lack certain building blocks your body needs to actually use that protein effectively. Eggs, on the other hand, contain what nutritionists call complete protein. That means they provide all 9 essential amino acids, tiny building blocks that your body can't make on its own. Without these amino acids, your muscles can't repair themselves properly after daily use, and they certainly can't grow stronger. After 50, your body becomes less efficient at processing protein, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. That's just a fancy way of saying your muscles don't respond to protein as well as they did when you were younger. So even if you're eating protein, your body might not be using it fully. Here's the good news. The protein in eggs is highly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it with remarkable efficiency. It's almost like eggs were designed with human muscles in mind. Imagine this. You eat 2 eggs in the morning, and within a few hours, those amino acids are circulating in your bloodstream, ready to repair and build muscle fibers that keep you strong, mobile, and independent. That's not just food, it's fuel with purpose. But protein is only part of the story. Eggs are also rich in leucine, one of the most important amino acids specifically for muscle growth. Think of leucine as the spark plug that turns the engine on. Without leucine, your body doesn't get the signal to start building muscle. After 50, this signal gets weaker, which is why so many people struggle with muscle loss even when they're eating enough calories. By eating eggs, you're giving your muscles that extra nudge, that strong signal saying, hey, it's time to repair and rebuild. And it doesn't stop there. Eggs contain vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and healthy fats, all of which play roles in keeping your muscles, nerves, and metabolism in balance. Vitamin D helps with bone and muscle function, B12 supports energy production, and choline helps your nervous system communicate effectively with your muscles. If you've ever felt weak or shaky for no apparent reason, sometimes it's not just about muscle, it's about the connection between your nerves and your muscles. Eggs support that connection beautifully. Now, let's talk about real life benefits. What actually happens if you start eating 2 eggs a day after 50? For one, you'll notice improved satiety, meaning you feel fuller for longer. This matters because one hidden enemy of muscle is excess weight gain. Carrying extra pounds doesn't just affect your heart and joints. It makes it harder to stay active, and when you're less active, your muscles waste away faster. Eggs help control appetite and stabilize blood sugar, which in turn makes it easier to maintain a healthy weight and stay active enough to keep your muscles engaged. But beyond the science, let's get personal. I've spoken with countless people over 50 who made this simple change, adding 2 eggs to their daily routine, and within weeks, they reported subtle but meaningful changes. One man told me he noticed carrying laundry up the stairs didn't feel quite as exhausting. A woman in her 60s said her morning walks became easier because her legs didn't feel as heavy. These aren't miracles. They're the natural outcome of giving your body the nutrition it's been craving all along. And here's the thing, it's never too late. You might be thinking, well, I've already lost a lot of muscle. What's the point? The point is this: muscle can be rebuilt at any age. Yes, even in your 70s or 80s. Your body is always listening, always responding, and when you feed it the right nutrients, it begins to repair and strengthen, slowly but surely. Eating 2 eggs a day is not about bodybuilding or looking like an athlete. It's about reclaiming strength for everyday life. It's about being able to get out of a chair without struggle, play with your grandkids, or carry your groceries without pain. That's real strength, and it starts on your plate. Of course, let's address the elephant in the room: cholesterol. For decades, eggs were unfairly demonized as dangerous for your heart because of their cholesterol content. But modern research has overturned that old belief. We now know that for most people, dietary cholesterol from eggs has little to no effect on blood cholesterol levels. In fact, eggs can actually improve your cholesterol profile by increasing the good HDL cholesterol. So unless your doctor has specifically told you otherwise, 2 eggs a day are not only safe, they're beneficial. Still, balance matters. I'm not saying eggs are the only answer. Think of them as a foundation, a daily anchor for your nutrition. Pair them with vegetables, whole grains, or a little fruit, and you've got a meal that supports your muscles, your heart, and your brain all at once. And remember, it's not just about food, it's about movement too. When you combine good protein intake from eggs with regular activity, even something as simple as walking, gardening, or light strength training, you create a powerful synergy. Your muscles get both the raw materials and the stimulus they need to thrive. Now, I want to pause here and ask, are you someone who's already eating eggs regularly? Or have you avoided them because of those old cholesterol myths? Leave me a comment below and let's start a conversation. I want to hear your story, because the more we share, the more we learn from one another. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more videos like this. Because trust me, there's a lot more to uncover when it comes to simple daily habits that keep you strong and vibrant after 50. Let me tell you another personal observation. In my own family, I watched my father struggle with muscle loss in his late 60s. He was always an active man, but after retiring, he slowed down and his meals became less protein-rich. Over time, I saw him losing strength, not dramatically at first, but enough that he started avoiding stairs or asking for help carrying things. Then he began including eggs in his breakfast every single day, along with a short walk in the mornings. The difference was gradual but undeniable. He regained some of his energy, his steps became steadier, and most importantly, his confidence grew. He no longer felt like he was on a downward slope he couldn't control. That's the power of a small, consistent change like eating 2 eggs a day. And it's not just anecdotal, science backs this up. Studies on older adults show that consistent protein intake, especially from high-quality sources like eggs, helps preserve lean muscle mass, reduces the risk of falls, and even improves recovery from illness or injury. Think about that. Something as ordinary as 2 eggs a day can reduce your risk of falling and breaking a hip, one of the most devastating events for older adults. That's not just about food. That's about preserving your independence and your dignity. And dignity matters. Nobody wants to feel like a burden. Nobody wants to lose the simple joys of daily life. By nourishing your muscles, you're not just feeding your body, you're protecting your freedom to live fully. Now, here's another fascinating detail. Eggs are affordable and accessible. In a world where so many health foods are expensive, complicated, or hard to find, eggs are right there in your grocery store, ready to give you world-class nutrition at a fraction of the price. This makes them one of the most practical muscle-protecting foods you can choose. It doesn't matter if you're on a tight budget or living in a small town, eggs are within your reach. And let's be real, health advice often feels overwhelming. It's full of do's and don'ts, long lists of superfoods, and complicated diets. But the truth is, you don't need complexity to regain strength. You need consistency. You need simple, sustainable habits that fit your life. 2 eggs a day is exactly that. Simple, sustainable, effective, and delicious too. Because let's not forget, eggs can be prepared in so many ways that you'll never get bored. Scrambled, boiled, poached, baked into an omelet with your favorite vegetables, the possibilities are endless. The important thing is not how you cook them, but that you make them a regular part of your life. As we come to a close, let me leave you with this thought. Aging is inevitable, but weakness is not. You have more control over your strength, your energy, and your future than you may realize. Every day is an opportunity to nourish your body and remind yourself that you are still capable, still strong, still alive with possibility. 2 eggs a day may seem like a small step, but in the grand journey of life after 50, it's a step that can carry you forward with strength and confidence. So tomorrow morning, when you crack those eggs into the pan, don't just see breakfast. See a decision to invest in your muscles, your independence, and your future. And if you're ready to keep building those daily choices that make you stronger and healthier, stay with me on this journey. Subscribe, share your thoughts below, and let's grow together, stronger and more vibrant with every passing year. Because life after 50 isn't about decline, it's about rediscovery. And sometimes rediscovery begins with something as simple as 2 humble eggs.